Okay, so uh, we're back, and we have a new guest, Austin. I recapped them and kind of mostly everything that we were talking about last time before Wesley went to Betty bed.
You love me.
I love.
You still love me,
Okay,
though.
I'd follow you anywhere, and you know that.
And I'd embrace you with open arms till the end of the
So
earth.
gay. so
That's a hurtful
we're kind of
word.
caught up now. I can't
I'm
really remember
sorry,
where I left off.
homosexual.
But so
You.
basically
I hate you.
the so Homecoming
You
really
know
goes
me.
after the movie and part 2 because a lot of the people who like the new people who are directing the new games really
What a
like part
dick.
2 for some reason. And okay, so I remember complaining about this one part. You know how Austin I explained to you how they took off a whole bunch of the directors? Okay,
Yep.
so by the time Silent Hill was coming out or Homecoming was coming out, when Homecoming was coming out, the only director left basically was the music director. And he was like, yeah, and he was kind of one of the main guys. I mean, he did work with the main guys, but what makes you think that he didn't really do it is because while he was at G4 for like a showing, I think it was E3 G4, one of those.
E3 is
Conference, yeah, my bad. It was
Expo.
G4. It was
G4 is
G4. It was G4.
channel.
Okay, I got you. G4. While he was at
G4 is a channel.
no, well, he was having an interview on G4. What the fuck?
Whatever X-Play.
Maybe it was X-Play. Either way, he was being interviewed and he was like, they're asking like, what makes this Silent Hill more different? What makes Homecoming different? And he goes, well, this one makes it more different because the character comes from outside, Silent Hill, and he drives to Silent Hill, and it's a whole different story from that, which makes you go, what? Every Silent Hill was basically like that. They were driving and ended up in Silent Hill by accident, not just that character. And that just proves that he wasn't really in on the old ones. He would just put in music. And they even asked him like, what is there? Like even like somebody asked a really intelligent question. Somebody from Europe. She was like, do you like go with the developers and do you talk to each other like face to face on where do you want the music where and how do you base the game around the music? And he was like, well, they kind of just send me, the footage and I add it in and then we email each other and that's about it. That's about it. That's all that's all the interaction they have is emails. They don't even go face to face or like put in ideas anywhere. They just like, oh, this goes here, this goes there, which makes you
Wow.
really, really scared about the series. And this is where the series started going down at Origins and the movie that came out in '06 because of the fact that the people really love part 2 and they love the fact that, oh, we have amnesia. Silent Hill is calling us for some reason. And that's where it really goes into a shitstorm with Homecoming because it's like he has amnesia. He has the worst case of amnesia ever. He thinks he's in the military. He's looking for his brother. What he doesn't realize is, okay, so what Shepherd's Green has been doing, aside from Silent Hill, is to keep the gods at bay for some reason, they would have to sacrifice a child. And he was supposed to be the child to be sacrificed. But what happened on accident is they were on a boat, him and his brother, and this completely ruins the plot or the whole story for y'all. So they're on the boat. Basically, his brother.
I'm on a
I'm on a boat, rowboat, and basically they were fighting over this
We're on my
necklace
boat.
because even though he was the older brother, he was like the older brother by like at least 7 to 10 years, and they were fighting over a necklace because he was jealous that he didn't get enough attention. And he ended up killing his brother, and his brother ended up dying and being the sacrifice. But he doesn't remember that. He blocked that away, which makes you wonder, how do you block that biggest memory that impacted your life away? And then you get into the aspect of, oh, there's a third insane asylum, which makes no sense at all. So you have 3 sane asylums, one from 1 and 2 to, I don't remember if you go into it in 3, and then another one from Origins. I think it came from Origins, that or it came from 3. I'm pretty sure it came from Origins. Second one from Origins, and then the third one from Homecoming, which, so you got 3 sane asylums in one city and then a prison. That makes no sense. So they didn't go off of map design at all. Off of like, because they literally have a map of Silent Hill and you know where everything goes, and they fucked up the map design a lot. They just re-put in shit just for the hell of it, and they were just basically going off the movie Amnesia, you know, Cool Jazz, Pinhead, or not Pinhead, Pyramid Head, which can't be projected in his torment because it's James' torment, and they didn't follow the rules of the original developers, and every person has their own torment and fear, which I see where it's at on his monsters, but not his Punisher. His monsters are more of a naked beast type of creatures, you know. They have like this spider-like creature, and they're all naked. There's a spider-like creature that has razor legs. There's the kind of like a mermaid face sideways trying to eat at your whatever you got, and claws looking thing that can go on streets and water, which really freaks you the hell out. That monster is actually interesting. I like that monster. And they added the health bar again, which really takes the fact that it's Silent Hill. I get the idea of trying to add a new melee, but people really like the fact that it's camera fixed, because that actually brings in the old stuff, and that's basically what created Silent Hill for the first 4 games. But since like I told you, all the developers were gone by the time 4 was over. So basically, Pyramid Head is Tormentor. It has nothing to do with basically anything. It's just a side story. And so when Downpour was being made, people flipped shit about this one, because they were like, no, I'm getting too far ahead of myself. What was made next was Shattered Memories. Shattered Memories was so ill. It's basically a what if. So it's like, remember how in part 1, you, like how I told you they have bad endings? And every Silent Hill, they have the good ending plus, and the bad ending. So in 1, the bad ending was you never actually went into Silent Hill. You basically died in a car crash. And it was more of a, what happens if we didn't die in the car crash, but we didn't go into Silent Hill, basically. And it was like, you know, you went into Silent Hill, but it was like, it was more of, how do I explain this? Basically, it was, you weren't really you. You were this girl who doesn't have a full connection with her father, but replays the memories as her father going through a city that basically has no clues and points you in one direction. You can't fight monsters. All you can do is run, or else they kill you. And you can't really do anything as clues wise, because it's just like they send messages to your phone. So that one was completely shit. I like the fact that they tried to add in the ice, and that was really cool. I really love the ice effects, but the fact that there was basically only one monster, and you ran the whole time, just looking at stuff, it was eh. And people didn't like that one a lot. I mean, it has okay replay value, but it's not that good. The best part about that game is that you can color in a book. Therapy session. Yeah, it's like everything you do in that game actually matters towards the ending, but the endings don't really, they have nothing to do with anything, because all that is a what if, and it's all inside some girl's mind. Basically what 4 was about, but combining 4 with 2 on the Amnesia part again, which they really need to let go. So they have the movie with Amnesia, they have Homecoming with Amnesia, and then they have Shattered Memories with Amnesia. And the girl had to actually go. This is what pisses me off a lot, because it's like, you have to see a therapist just to go to Silent Hill, really? she didn't even physically leave the therapist. She was all in her mind. She was thinking she was kind of like in Silent Hill, which makes no sense. And no monsters ever come out in the daytime. They only come out when the world turns into ice, basically the other world. And basically that just means you run as fast as you can, or else you're gonna get trapped and die, because you can't. There's no melee against the monsters at all, like at all. So it completely just destroys, survival horror. It's just run. And basically it's all in your head, and that's it. It's worthless. Replay value is really low. So then when they announced Downpour, which I was really hyped about, I was loving the fact that there was another Silent Hill, because I don't think there were enough horror games in the gaming industry. Because like Fatal Frame is really good, and what was that other one? It started with the C. Can't remember it, but that one looks really good. I really want to get it, and I wish I knew the name, because now I feel like an ass.
Castlevania?
No, it's not Castlevania. Castlevania was never a horror game. I mean, it was kind of, but it was more of an adventure. It was called like Cross something. It was like really bloody and gory and imagey. But I'm digressing. So when they announced, the same guy who made Origins also made Shattered Memories. So he knew nothing about the game. So when they brought in the next guy, there are actually guys that actually went over this, and they were like, oh yeah, like Konami actually messaged them like, thank you for informing us about all this crap. We'll try to fix it, later. And so when they actually announced Downpour, I was hyped for it. But it turns out there's this, I can't remember if it's another old guy making it or a new person. I'm thinking it's a new person. And the new person basically says, if you're expecting Silent Hill out of this next Silent Hill game, you're going to be disappointed. Don't expect Silent Hill out of this Silent Hill game. Which is like a what? That's like, don't expect Call of Duty.
I think that's where you left off last
Don't
time.
expect Call of Duty from Call of Duty. It's like, we're going to make a game called Call of Duty, but it's going to be fighting. It just...
Call of Duty, the Stone Age.
Yeah, it's no sense at all. Like, you're gonna make this
If
game.
you get 5 kills, you unlock a rock.
You're gonna make this game after Silent Hill. It's called Silent Hill, but you're saying don't expect it to be Silent Hill? What the fuck are you thinking, Konami?
Is that a developer or like a reviewer?
It's the developer. The guy who's actually overseeing it all, like the main guy.